Hi, good evening. We are here at episode 4 of Migrant Tribe, stories from our journey down under. And with us and with me is Joey. Hi, Joey.
Hello. Hi,
Joseph.
everyone.
Hi, Joseph.
Hello. Hi there.
And our one and only Pin. Hi, Pin.
Hi.
Yeah, so this is a continuation of our discussion last week, and we have prepared some questions to be answered by all of us. The first question is, what are the best things that ever happened to you in times of pandemic? How and why? So whoever can answer first will be appreciated.
Okay, so let me go first. Thank you, John. So since this is a pandemic, so one of the good things that kind of came out of this pandemic is that I've been able to exercise consistently. In the past, I used to do a lot of running, but because of the situation, because of the limitations and fear of catching the virus, so you can't run as much. So I ended up. So here's the thing: I ended up buying a treadmill, which was good because it's something that I've been avoiding to buy in the past because I never liked using a treadmill. I prefer running outside, but turned out very good. I love the treadmill. It's very convenient. You're not limited by if it's too hot, too cold, and if it's raining. So that's one thing. Another thing that I really liked about that kind of worked out well for me during this pandemic, because my office where I work in, they had to shut down temporarily. So I did spend more time at home. So spending time with my daughter, with my wife. So definitely that's a good thing. And the third thing that I was able to do during this pandemic, because since I have so much time, I was able to work on the Migrant Tribe. Yes, I was able to improve. I was able to improve our website or banner, and I started learning how to edit the video. So if you saw that short intro that we have, so yeah, I learned that. So I did some editing. So in the future, if you see some of our episodes, if you see that there's a bit of improvement, that means I learned something new that I'm using. So yeah, so pretty much that's it. Those are the things that I kind of that went well for me despite the pandemic.
Yeah, so that sounds good, and it seems that yeah, these are the things that I suppose you did not and would not do during the normal time before COVID-19, so to speak. Yep.
Yep.
Joey or Pin, can you add something?
Yeah. This one's very interesting because during the pandemic, I would say, and I always say this in most encounter I have, um, it has personally and professionally pivoted me in many ways. I think the milestones for me, number one, I was able to move on a personal level. I was able to move places like houses, which is not easy during the pandemic, during this lockdown and everything else. Like there are no places to buy stuffs you need, at home. So I managed that. That's a big move. And then one thing really challenging, interesting, and very motivating for me, and setting aside not being too proud, but I've managed to execute and help or be a part of businesses and put up my own business and also be involved in other businesses, which is diverse from what I normally do. And that's all together, I think, 5 entities. So I've been like I'm that busy. I'm involved right now. That's really very challenging given this situation, given this pandemic, given this trade, economy, everything. So yeah, that's really very inspiring for me and inspiring to share. Um, And also, I did a lot of self improvement, which I think everyone's doing and has done. Self development, online trainings, and webinars. I've actually enrolled in a short course in Melbourne University for strategic management. It's just so to gain local knowledge and education and a commitment for self development, I guess, because there's an opportunity, so might as well grab it. So yeah, and I'm proud of that, and it's still a journey, I think, and the pandemic is gonna be long, so you gotta really think of ways to make the most of this time, luxury of time.
So you sharpen yourself emotionally, mentally, and uh, physically as well.
Personally,
Exposed to
yes,
something. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, these are the things that some of these things are things that you did not and cannot do when it was normal.
yeah.
Yeah, as I know you as well. So yeah, I'm happy to know that you level up
Mm-hmm.
very, very fast.
Yes,
Yeah.
by myself.
Um, by yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
Pin is improving herself with herself and by herself.
Yes.
Joey, can you add something?
Yes, of course. Actually, there are three things that I was able to actually do during this pandemic, or pandemonium, shall we call it. I was able to give myself time, because we're forced to actually work or do our, I mean, do everything. Limited to 5 kilometers. You got to be creative. In that scenario, it gave me an opportunity to really maximize my time because I don't have to always meet my clients out there. And I can just meet them in Zoom, make phone calls. Even how I run my business, I don't have a limitation of time. I can work wherever, whenever I want to, because it's a resource that is very, very good right now. I think it changed, not just on my end, but everyone else's. And they accepted the fact that you can deal with anyone virtually now. So that's really good. Time, I was able to get that. Help. Health is really something that, like bro Joseph was able to mention. He's enthusiasm right now to running indoors. Me, I'm cycling outdoor. So
Oh,
that's,
nice.
and from from uh, from an average of about 17 to 20 kilometers, max, or shall I say, on the first week that I started cycling, I was able to get to 60 kilometers in two
Wow.
hours last Sunday.
Wow.
I
Impressive.
didn't know that I could do that. I was only doing about 20 kilometers in 1 hour before, for the first pandemic time. So
Wow. I can
that, I
do that
think, is
driving.
I'm speeding, but no.
Yes,
Um,
we all know that,
Wow.
so
Jasmine.
Yeah.
so
So
it is, I think it's one of the good things that I was able to accomplish. I was able to challenge myself and get to that next level, and next goal is actually double that number. So
Wow.
yeah,
but
very nice to hear.
little by little doing that. Third thing is actually the business expansion. So because of the demand in the services that I do, that we provide for construction estimating and drafting services, it paved the way of actually creating more opportunities to the people that I can give jobs to. So I had added two heads on my workforce, which is really from where we are at five, now we're at seven. I'm sorry, I'm the eighth person rather. So
Yeah.
that actually has changed now, on how we do things, how we can deliver to our clients. So
Mhm.
I think there's a silver lining on every end
Yeah.
of that storm of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
So
very encouraging and very promising story from you, Joey. Business wise, physically wise, and creative wise as well.
Yeah.
I would like to ask this question to all of us. What motivates us most during this trying time? Meaning to say, for others, today is the time to be slack and time to be negative, sort of. We some of us or a lot of us out there is being paralyzed of the negativity that is going on. But basing from what you told to our audience tonight, your three different but related stories, I think there is a very, very, very strong motivation that will make you do these things. Can you give me one motivation why you've been doing things you normally do not do during normal times?
Well, for me, it's about last week we were talking about opportunities, and we know after this we're gonna get over this. That's for sure, you know. But what are we gonna be like after that? You know, obviously there are gonna be opportunities out there that probably didn't exist. So I'm excited about that. So that's the one I'm looking for. Okay. Uh, there's definitely going to be something out there that's going to be different. They'll spring out from what we're going through right now. Um, yeah, I guess that's it. Trying to find for
Yeah.
that.
So looking forward for a better future
Yep.
once you get through.
Yep.
I think for me it's because of we have this business mindset, right? That we tend to create the reality that we wanted. Whatever is the actual situation currently happening, and in I mean in everyone's mind's eye, and an entrepreneur is someone who's actually can bolster on some anything that they want to achieve on. Now, I think on my end, it's just I create my own my future, or I mean, although I cannot control, there are things that are limited to control, but the only thing I can change is really myself. Now, if I can plant that seed of that idea, and it would actually rupture and get bigger than myself to where I am right now, I think it's propagating. I think it's evident that I'm able to thrive in even at this current situation. Not to be too proud of it, but I'm proud to share it to say that everyone can also be on the same page. It's just on the certain situation that maybe it might apply to you or may not. So please don't take every word I say as gospel, because I mean some things that I've done work for me. It might not work for you, but I was able to do it, and maybe you can too. So that's for
Yep.
me.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, thank you, Joey. Meaning to say, being in the tribe, you are thriving, or
Yes,
you need to thrive in order to survive and to show your best as well.
I agree.
And how about you, Pin?
I think my pandemic came before this pandemic, so this is already a bounce back
No
for me.
secret.
So
Okay.
yeah, so
So you're in a better situation now.
yeah, that's right. That's so it. This is easy. Something no, I mean, and I am blessed enough to be, I'm blessed enough to be a blessing. So I'm very passionate to be able to help people, especially in Philippines, who have lost their jobs and creating opportunities more for them, even work from home, which really works well,
Yeah.
creating what 30, 40 jobs during the pandemic, helping these families, helping social enterprises, farmers and all is really fulfilling, I guess. So that I mean, if that doesn't motivate you, what else could? That really helps me wake up at 4 a.m., do my morning calls in the US, and then even sleep at night because we have an India time call and so on. So we these are things that you won't even feel that it's stress because it really keeps you up, wakes you up in the morning, keeps you going. So yeah.
So nice to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so positivity is with us, given our life stories, and hoping we can also affect the mindset of others out there that despite of what is happening around, despite of what is going on, we are still alive, we survive, we thrive, and eventually we became instruments in helping and serving others as well. And to close, if
Sure.
you may allow me,
Yes.
um,
It's true.
yeah, it's nice to talk with you tonight and learn something and know a lot of new stories as well. Although we've been talking a lot since before this blog started, and I'm happy that we are moving forward. And to quote Les Brown before leaving, quoting Les Brown saying, "No matter how hard it is or how
Yes.
bad it gets,
Yes.
I'm going to make it
Okay.
because it's possible." So it's all in the mind. It's just keep on
Correct.
nourishing the mind and reality follows. Good
Okay.
night, everybody, and thank you.
Night. Bye.
And everyone,
Bye.
Come back next week.
see you next week.
Speak
Bye.
again.
Bye.
Bye.